and it's about town. Deb, I'm so excited for the show today. We have Kim and we have Michael, and we are going to be talking all about the art of childhood. And we know you all love kids out there, so you're going to be able to make a difference. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
In Nevada near the silver mines, there's a kind-hearted woman. She's looking so fine, always taking care of her community, bringing folks together is her cup of tea. She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's about town, Deb.
And it's about town Deb City Talk. I am so excited to be here today at the Musicians Rehearsal Center in Sparks, Nevada. And today is really cool because I had an amazing weekend. We always chat about that. And I had a wine weekend. The gentleman over here knows a lot about wine, and I think we kind of like the same wine region.
For sure.
So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to be talking, as I mentioned in the beginning, little teaser, the art of childhood. And art is part of our lives. You know, art is part of everything we do. And I feel like art kind of brings us all up together. We're all equal. And kids who draw outside the box, I remember having to be told to draw inside the box. I was never very good at it. So, it's going to be really cool today because you're going to find out how you as a community can make a difference for the children right in your own backyard. So before we do that, we want to thank our sponsors. So we have Angel Phoenix Media, Christian. He's behind the curtain there. Thank you, Christian. And Crystal Basin Cellars. As you know, I have a white wine now, Sauvignon Blanc, have a red blend. And there is a donation involved that has one of my wines on the floor here. So we'll talk about that. Wild River Grille. They are amazing. They're right by the river, downtown Reno. And they do a lot with the nonprofits as well. So I'm really lucky that all my guests, the people who are my sponsors, give back. Surratt Law Practice, of course, families, kids. See, I'm still in the same ball game. Thank you, Kim. And then also Dee Dee James for my theme song and Caliber for my hair. So now that we've got the thank yous done, I always say a little bit about my weekend. So before I do that, I'm going to ask Michael here, what wine region do you think I was at?
I'm guessing you in El Dorado County.
Yes, I was. So, Kim, have you been to El Dorado County?
Not for years.
Okay, you are in trouble, young lady.
I know.
I think you need to invite some girls or couples, and we could do, or maybe your team. We could take your team, and we could have a wine, like a team building.
Oh, yeah.
There's river rafting. There's not just wine. There's hiking. There's all kinds of stuff. So yes, I was in El Dorado County, but this time we focused in the Somerset Fairplay area. I'm usually in I share, which I know that Mike Owen was like, you're not coming to mine. I'm like, sorry, I love you, dude, but you have to like share because you can't do it all in one day.
There's so many out there.
There's so many. So, if any of you are more in my age group, might remember Sherry's Berries. Do you remember Sherry's Berries?
I do.
I think you're too young.
I have no clue.
Oh my gosh.
I know Sherry's Berries.
Oh my gosh. Are you like 29?
Yeah, exactly.
So Sherry's Berries was a huge deal when we were growing up. So now Sherry's Berries has the real Sherry, and she has an Airbnb, Bed and Berries, and it's not as I'm going to start just a tiny bit because it's a big deal. So when she started out, she like all the pro flowers, people kept coming in, and then they ended up owning more than she wanted them to own. And so she ended up losing it all. So she can't even use her own Sherry's Berries name. So when you see Sherry's Berries out there, that is not the real Sherry. The real Sherry is amazing. So we stayed at her Airbnb. There were 8 of us, and we decided to make it a more of a family-ish kind of fun thing where we didn't go tasting 2 days, just one day. So we went to Cellars. Have you been there?
I've not been there.
Oh my gosh. Cellars now has an equestrian center.
Wow.
And Randy, like you go and you drive down into the property that up, and they have ponds, they have a pool, they have like all kinds of games out there. They have a wine cave. The property's massive. They have goats, horses. It's incredible.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
You have to go. And you could stay on the property.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's good. So then I went to 2 places that I have not been to. And one of them is Gold Leaf. You may have heard of Gold Leaf. They have a new owner.
Yep.
They, Jossie and Alex, and they had messaged me on Facebook about 6 months ago, and they said, you're always bringing people, but you never come and see me. So I said, okay, then my next trip, we will see you. So they're this cute little couple, retired, and they had a spread set out for us, and we were the only ones in the tasting room. And they're just so dear people. And everything was all the, like the bread they made, everything was homemade.
Wow.
So they paired our wine with homemade stuff. So that was good. And then the other one I'm going to have a hard time saying, so please, I made to spell it. It's Chateau d'Estaing. So it's Chateau, then lowercase d apostrophe Estienne. And this couple, he's a cardiologist, still is a cardiologist. And so they're open on the weekends. They took this winery that was there before and gutted it. And it's all white with chandeliers, and the view is one of the best views there. And it was their soft opening. So I got to go to two.
Wow.
And then we finished it up going to, you've been to Sierra Vista?
I've been to Sierra Vista. Love Sierra Vista.
So you know they have concerts now.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I'm
out of the loop.
You are out of the loop. So they had a Beatles tribute band. So considering not your age, our age group was there. We all knew all the songs. And we got there and we danced and we had wine and they had a food truck. And then we came back and we hung out in the pool. But it was an amazing weekend. And I really do want to thank all the wineries because you totally spoiled us. What's your favorite winery?
Well, if we're in Fair Play.
So do Fair Play. I know who you like. So who's your Fair Play?
My favorite in Fair Play would be probably Mediterranean.
Oh.
I love their Montepulciano. It's a great bottle of wine.
And they have concerts once a month now. If you go on a Saturday night, it's in the vineyard. So you sit there and they spoil you. So, and then real quick, what is your favorite on Carson Road?
Oh, don't make me pick.
2, 3.
Two.
Give me 3. Hurry
Probably
up.
Via Romano. I have the
You better say
privilege to go to Greece and Italy with
You
them
went,
in October.
maybe we'll
Amazing
talk
trip.
about that too.
Chateau de Ville was the first club I ever joined.
Okay,
out
I
there.
know them.
Love them. And then, that's a hard one. I'm going to say Madronia.
I love
and Rucksack, right?
I know you get both. Good job. Okay, we're going to take our first break. We come back. We are going to talk about the art of childhood. Be right back. About Town Deb, City Talk.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
She's out on the road and all over the web with a big smiling heart. It's About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And it's About Town Deb with City Talk. Welcome back. I am so happy to be here. And my new setup again, Christian keeps changing things up on me. Darn you, Christian. So we are at the Musicians Rehearsal Center in Sparks, Nevada. And I'm telling you, if you're an artist, a budding artist, you're a singer, you do podcasts, really, you can come here and totally get spoiled. And they've got a great venue. It's amazing. So thank you, Christian, for the invitation to be here. Now, let's go over to 2 amazing people who are giving back to our community every day. So we have Kim. I'm so grateful to get you here, Kim Reynolds. And you are the head honcho, the CEO. So welcome to City Talk.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
It's so good to see you in person. I feel like everybody's kind of been not able to see everybody, and you're so busy working and we're all busy. I don't get to actually say hello and see you. So thank you. And we got Michael Bresner. How are you, Mr. Wine Man?
Thank you for having us.
Well, you are the COO. Correct. And this is this your how many days?
I've been there 90 days.
90 days. Congrats.
Thank you.
So what does it feel like? So tell a little bit about where you were before and what's the difference and what do you think you want to accomplish or that kind of stuff.
Perfect. Yeah, would love to. So before this role, I was the CEO of our local United Way here, which does amazing work of connecting our community But when I had the opportunity to go work underneath Kim's leadership
Yeah.
at the Children's Cabinet, I jumped at the opportunity. You know, I think as we're coming out of the pandemic, the impacts that this pandemic is still having on our children and families, our community needs to double down and support them and lift them up, because that's our future. And it was an opportunity for me to get into direct service and help an organization that is Northern Nevada grown, a local organization, been here since 1985, to really continue to grow and impact our community in a positive way.
Wow, he's got that down.
He does.
We are I'm very happy that you are part of this organization, because I think I first got involved with Don Butterfield was on the board, and he first connected me to your team and said, hey, this is About Town Deb. She loves to do baskets and loves to promote. So I'm very grateful. Since then I've been on it. But Kim, how long have you been a part of the organization?
So I've been part of the organization for a really long time. I did my student internship there.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes,
are you serious?
I know. I don't look that old.
You
so how is
don't.
this
I
possible?
don't know.
So yeah, 1989, I did
gosh.
some work there at the cabinet for about 4 years. And it was a tiny organization at that point, but I had some great opportunities, and the organization was in its infancy. And so we were just starting to make our footprint in Washoe County. And of course, I left, and we left the area and that sort of thing, and then came back about 12 years ago, and I've been involved ever since. So
what's the biggest, I mean, there's got to be a lot of big differences. What's the difference from when you first were interning, and then you're there for a while, you're helping it grow, then you leave, then you come back, and you know, what's the main difference?
I mean, really just our physical size. I mean, when I was there in 1988, 89 to say 93, 94, there were 3 of us. And then our staff was at 4. We have 175 staff now.
Whoa.
And we have multiple locations in Reno, and we have an office in Carson City, Elko, and then we have 2 spaces in Las Vegas. So
See, I did not know.
statewide.
I did not know you had 2 spaces in Las Vegas.
Yeah. So tremendous growth over the last 36 years of our existence.
I'm like it. Instead of a mic drop, a mouth drop. No, seriously, I had no idea that I was just thinking you were in like Reno, Carson. I had no idea you ventured out. So you are helping children and families all over our state,
Absolutely.
not just Reno. So
Right.
when you make a donation, you go to an event, you know, you're helping. So how many kids at one time do you think you're helping?
So we reach 10,000 families a year.
Oh my
So
gosh.
When you think about that,
So at least
and then you think that
an
the
average
average
two,
size is
yeah.
maybe family of 4. When you think about that level of impact, probably 40, 50,000 people a year that were individual people that we're reaching. But we count it all by families. So we're at
Okay.
the 10,000 mark.
Well, speaking of the 10,000 mark, that's an amazing mark. So let me know a little bit about, I mean, you said a little bit about the organization, but so people out there listening, they're listening from all over the United States. So what makes you guys so special? And you know, what's your main focus? Just the kids, the families? I know you partner with so many Reno and organizations that help you.
Yeah.
So explain a little bit about what actually is the Children's Cabinet.
So we're really based, and through our whole entire history, really based on that public-private partnership model. So knowing, even in 1985, that this work can't be done alone, and we need to partner with publics and public agencies like juvenile services and the sheriff's department and the court system. So we have all of those kinds of partners. But then we also have to partner with our private sector. And so all of our other nonprofit buddies, really, we partner with the food bank, and we partner with Community Health Alliance, and we partner with all of these different pieces of the puzzle, because what we really want to do is figure out what those gaps in services are, and then create programs and resources to fill those gaps.
So in a way, what you're saying, which we should do in any field we're at, we should all be working together.
Correct.
Because really, I mean, and I see that so much, especially in Reno and in our nonprofit world. There's so many nonprofits I love. I like the idea that you guys all kind of coordinate when your events are, you help each other, you meet, you know, I think it's just really, I think a lot of us don't realize that in our own communities, how many nonprofits that you don't even know because they're so small.
Right.
And they're trying to get out there, and until they reach a certain size, people really don't know who they are. But I bet you are probably seeing a lot of those that are underneath, that are starting out, that are reaching out to you for help.
We do. And, we're only going to make strides and change our community if we do it together. It's not, working in silos isn't going to accomplish what we need to do. And it's not going to provide the level of support that kids and families need. I think in this post-pandemic-ish time that we're trying to live in, we really see that there's definitely enough need to go around. No, the duplication of services, I think, is not a thing. I totally agree with you. We've got excessive need and not enough resources to fill those needs. So
let's talk about why we're really here. You have an event that is so popular, it's hard to even get in probably. The Art of Childhood. Tell me how the name, how did it start? How long has it been going on? And how'd you come up with the name? All that kind of good stuff.
So we're in our 24th year of this fundraiser. So not amazing.
That's a lot of years.
That's a lot of years to be doing this. And it was branded that Art of Childhood way back in the beginning, 24 years ago, because we had kids and families we were working with, and kids wanted to showcase their art. And that's sort of the inception. And then it's just continued to grow, of course, over the years to a little more sophisticated event now.
Yes, it's very, very sophisticated, but it's also very relaxing and fun.
Absolutely. It really is. I mean, I think it's the best event in town. It's, we're super excited. We sold out. We are ready to just welcome everyone and get started on our live auction, silent auction. We have a raffle that's happening right now. So
through who's helping you on the raffle?
Shields.
Because I need to buy my ticket, and anybody anywhere can go online and buy the ticket. You don't have to be at the event to win.
That's right.
Tickets are only $25. Amazing Traeger grill package.
It's like you have to go on their social media. When you see this, it has everything you'll ever need to become a Traeger or whatever you call yourself. A Traeger. It's no. I mean, I don't know how to do that, but my son does, and if I were to win that, I'd be the best mom in the whole universe. I wouldn't keep it. I would give it to my
$25 tickets are on sale through the end of the day Friday, so get your tickets at childrenscabinet.org.
So that's got to be worth quite a bit.
Yeah, it's.
I have no idea what the value is, but it's
high up. It's a couple thousand.
For sure. And it's not just the Traeger guys. It's
stuff.
Seasoning, it's tools, you will be you throw a party, you're going to be a hit. So it's really good. And so you have a lot of partners as well. I'm noticing that more and more people are coming on that you're thanking on your Facebook page. Yeah. Is there a couple that you'd like to give a shout out to? Or
GSR has been a long-term sponsor, and they came in again really at a high level. So we're thrilled to welcome them. Frame Architecture came in as a new platinum level sponsor. So we're really excited to welcome him and his guests this year. Yale Cord Foundation.
Oh, they're amazing.
They're phenomenal. Yeah. So the support that we feel from this community when we start to make the ask and talk about the event and talk about the Children's Cabinet and what we're doing, the support is really tremendous. And so we just feel so grateful for all of that support.
And where's it going to be this year?
We are at Ranchera.
We were there last year.
There we are again. And they're a tremendous sponsor as well. I mean, if they didn't come in and do what they're doing for us, we couldn't have the event there. So.
And who's doing the catering?
Roundabout will do our catering.
They're right next door. That's why I said that. I love Roundabout. I was talking to the group that we were with on my wine tasting weekend, and I was saying how Reno's so lucky because we have Mark Esty and we also have Colin Smith. And when I was very first at Nevada Matters, America Matters, newly doing whatever I was doing, trying to figure this out, I had Mark Esty, he had just got here, Colin Smith, and then I had Chef Croakey, who is now in San Francisco. But they were on set. They look back and I go, wow, we were all little rookies. Yeah. And now, think how much they've done for the community.
I know.
So really, I'm really glad that they're once again partnering with you. Because I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Good food, good wine. Whispering Vine supports the wine.
And they've been doing the wine. That's so nice.
They do that. The Row comes in and sponsors all of the bars.
Oh, they do? Oh, I love that idea.
They do. Yes. So when you talk about collective impact, this is another way to look at that. Like, how do all these sponsors come in and we're not spending money on those things, so that money then goes right into programming?
I just thought of something. Because the Row is sponsoring your bar.
Yes.
They have my wine. I may have to talk to you guys. I may have to make a little call out. So anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more about the event. It's about Town Deb with City Talk. We'll be right back.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
You know that's what she said. Come on, let's have some fun with About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It's About Town Deb at City Talk. And again, I'm at the Musicians Rehearsal Center in Sparks, Nevada. And Christian is behind the curtain, making sure we look good and sound good. But speaking of sound, I am not sick. I haven't slept in a few nights. And I've been doing these wine adventures every weekend. So when I don't sleep, I don't speak. So I just learned something new. So I'm going to do my quote. And I just said so again, which I really don't like when I do that. The quote that I used this week is, "We must teach our children to dream with their eyes open." Harry Edwards. And then on my Facebook page, I wanted you to share what were your childhood dreams. But I feel like children nowadays, we need to inspire them. And you guys are doing that. You're there to help the parents. You're giving them the tools. And if you weren't helping the parents and the kids, they wouldn't even know what a dream was. So really, I feel like that was my quote, because you guys do that every single day. And just the energy, like going to the fundraisers. And we were saying, last year, we even had some smoke last year.
Oh, yes, we did.
And even with the smoke, we were all out there, and I have goosebumps. Because seriously, it was so amazing to see the people at the tables and bidding on the items. And Stephanie Cruz was honored last year. And I remember everybody's like the smoke when there was kind of crazy weather a little bit. I'm trying to use my phone. So I was able to get some really good video of her and to hear her heart speak and how grateful she was. So I love you to share. I'm going to go to Michael now, because this is going to be your first one, right?
Yep, it'll be my first time attending the event.
Mr.
Friday.
Rookie, 90 days.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you're feeling. Are you nervous? Are you excited? And tell us a little bit more about what's going to be happening.
For sure. No, I'm so excited. Our event coordinator has done an amazing job. We just met actually yesterday to go over the live auction items. And guys, you cannot wait to see this
Can you share
auction.
a few?
Can I share a few?
Here first?
Yes. There's a couple group meals for 10. So
those are so fun. You can go in together. Yeah. That is the best part about those.
There is our annual trip to Mexico, which is
Casa Piazza,
which is an amazing trip. You're fully taken care of, butlers, cooks, chefs.
Wait, you said butlers?
Oh,
the whole thing.
It's everything.
Butlers.
Hampered.
Dang.
Just arrive.
And how many is that for?
12.
No way.
12. Yeah.
So you can go in with
get your
friends.
checkbook ready, Dad. Get your checkbook ready.
A group 12 are going to Mexico.
Yes.
And with butlers. Dang.
That's
Can
good.
can you hey, if you want me to be a bidder, you can text me and I'll be your bidder. I love putting my hand up, especially with your money.
So, and I think that's a good segue for everybody that's at home that, unfortunately our event is sold out, which is a great thing, but you can't get a ticket. But if you're interested in supporting the Children's Cabinet, our silent auction goes live next Wednesday. And anybody can bid up until at the event. So anybody, you can be anywhere in Nevada and bid on the silent auction on your phone. So
speaking of that, we have a basket here, which is my tradition, About Town Deb, and I partner with Dorinda's Chocolate. And I'm just going to let's see if we can see it. Oh, here we go. This is my About Town Deb red blend sign. We have Anello Olivo wine. We have Crystal Basin and 1850, which part of Mediterranean. Yeah. But with this basket, you get a private barrel tasting at Crystal Basin.
Oh, wow.
Private. They take you back there. You taste right from the barrel. We have, I think it's for 6 to 8. We have for 6 at Nello Olivo. They have a beautiful tasting room right next to Mike's.
Yeah.
Crystal Basin. So when you go, you can literally schedule both tastings back to back if you want. And at Nello's on Highway 50, which is right next door, they have beer. So some people want beer. And they have live music on the patio with twinkling lights. And if you go in the wintertime, they'll have there's fire pits. So it's a really good staycation. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes away. You go over 50 or you can go over 80. But I have to tell you, you'll love Dorinda's Chocolate. You have a candle. You've got 2 wine glasses. You can start at home with a romantic weekend and continue on. This will be a silent item, so I'm grateful that my wine partners always enter this.
That's beautiful. Thank you for
so
putting that
much.
together.
That's
It's
awesome.
wonderful.
So continue on about what to expect.
Yeah. Also, our theme this year is pop of color. So our guests will be wearing black and white with a pop of color. I'm wearing a fancy tie with some pops of color.
What color?
It's multiple colors. You'll have to wait and see, Deb. You'll have to wait and see.
Kim, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing a black dress with hot pink shoes.
Where'd you find hot pink shoes?
Online. We can find anything online.
Okay.
And yeah, so and accessorizing with the matching hot pink.
So can you, like, let's say you wear all black and you want to go like to Junkies somewhere, go to one of our local places and say, deck me out in a pop color.
Yeah.
And then you're supporting local
Love that.
all the way
That's
around.
a fantastic idea. Love it.
Or you go to Labels with Blythe. That's what I usually do
Yes.
to get the fancy dress. But I love that you kind of like, it's dressy, but you add that flair of color, which makes it fun for everybody.
It does. And it's going to look so beautiful out there.
With all of us in different colors.
I'm excited to see that.
And we don't have any smoke, knock on wood.
Knock on
That's
wood.
good. So what else? So we have food, amazing food. We talked about that. We have great wine. And we're going to, who are we honoring? Who wants to share that? This is
I
a
will
big
do
deal.
that one.
In our community, guys, have a seat and take a listen. This is a big deal.
So every year we honor someone with the Dixie May Philanthropy Award, and that's this will be our 10th year, and we are honoring Sandy Raffelli for the amazing philanthropy she does, not only for the cabinet, but really
For the whole-
everywhere
the
in
whole
this
city.
community.
Yes.
You don't go to anything without seeing her name attached as an amazing philanthropic donor.
So talk about the actual award. Who's it named after? Let's talk a little bit about her, because I may have been to one of the first ones. I think I was at the 10 years ago, and it was so cool to be there for that award. So tell a little bit about the
So Dixie May,
Dixie May.
Is just a longtime community member. She's a longtime supporter of the Children's Cabinet. She has a foundation she donates personally, and then she also donates through the Wilbur D. May Foundation in her father's honor. And we have a lovely relationship with her. We have for a long time, and she's helped us do so much. And even during the pandemic, when we were seeing a lot of families in need of food, she was able to facilitate a large donation. So we were able to just really increase our food access for families.
which was so important, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah, so-
because people weren't even getting out or they weren't working. So
we feel just so lucky to have this special relationship with Dixie, and her generosity is amazing. She's a lovely human being. She's just a wonderful person. And so she cares about kids more than
She
anybody
does.
you've ever met, honestly. And she usually cries during this
I was
event
going to
too.
say, I think everybody at my table the last 10 years have cried.
Yep.
And whoever's up on that stage who you're honoring, you can tell they're so, like, they're modest. I mean,
Yes.
they don't want to be honored, but
Right.
at the same time, I'm going to get goosebumps. They are grateful. They're grateful to know that their hard work that they've done years and years supporting the community, even though they're humble, I still think we should acknowledge, even if people don't want to be acknowledged, I think we need to.
I think
we
you're
need
right.
to realize who's out there, and there's lots of people under the radar doing stuff, and we have no idea. And I'm very grateful for all of you if you're listening, if you're that person. But in our community, we do love to highlight individuals
We do.
and show them
and
we
it's
care.
important. Yeah.
No, I love
totally
that.
agree. And Sandy is incredibly humble about, she's like, I can't believe you picked me. And I thought, oh my goodness.
Oh,
I mean,
she's a rock star.
She is.
She's a rock star. And so where does the money go to support all the fundraising we're doing for this event?
So we're supporting Children's Cabinet operations, but specifically this year, our Fund a Need is supporting our free family counseling program. And so that's really a critical service that the cabinet has provided for really through our whole history. But the need is really much more significant now than it was even 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, you kind of hit me there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm not perky, Deb, because I feel like there's so many young teens and young children who are struggling. So if you're one of those young teens and young children, or a mom or a dad of a child who's struggling, how would they get a hold of you to get that help?
They can fill out a form on our website,
Okay.
so they can really just sit behind their computer and fill it out.
They could
So
be
that
incognito.
sometimes-
Nobody needs to know.
Right, exactly. And then we'll call them and follow up and make an appointment. They can call us. They can stop by. I mean, we really want to be barrier free so that we're meeting the needs of people when they are asking for help. So there's a waiting list for family counseling with us.
Oh my
but
gosh.
We have case managers that don't have waiting lists. And so they
Okay.
can help and bridge that timing and provide some general supports while people are waiting for a therapist.
Wow.
So it's important.
Sorry, guys.
Important.
it just, yeah, kind of hit me. So speaking of like things that hit me or hit you, do you have a story that, I know we still have another segment to come, but do you have a story that like it's either one of you, no matter what you've done in the nonprofit world, that really showed you that you're making a difference? I mean, there's probably so many, but is there anything
so many, and I think that you should share because you have that late one that you just had with the Safe Place program.
Yeah, so we run a program at the cabinet called Safe Place, where a teen who doesn't feel safe at home can call a number 24/7. We have a case manager that will show up, bring that kid in, figure out the best place for that kid, hopefully getting that kid back in home, right? That's our goal, but doing what's best for that kid. I was in our office on Sinclair, our May Youth Center, and was able to see our case managers work with this child, and it just broke my heart. 16-year-old girl, her mom kicked her out, had nowhere to go, and seeing our case managers interact with her and treat her with the respect and dignity that she deserved, right? And helping her figure out where she needs to be. And, come to find out, we were able to get her placed at a family member's house. That was all because of the work of our case managers to be able to make those calls, make sure that the child's in a safe place, right? We want to make sure that she's safe and she's good. But seeing that, just reminded me why I took this job and why the Children's Cabinet plays such an important role in our community and why, we need the support of our community, because all of that's because of donors that support Art of Childhood or go to our website and donate. It's that work and being for that makes it possible for us to impact the community and keep children safe.
Love that story. So we're going to take a break, our final break with that story. We'll be right back. It's about to do City Talk.
Now more than ever, family matters, and Surratt Law Practice has your family in mind. Kimberly Surratt and her team have been helping maintain healthy families through their holistic approach to adoption and surrogacy, child custody, estate planning, and more for over 13 years. Your family law concerns are in caring hands with Surratt Law. Schedule your private consultation with a compassionate Surratt Law Practice team member today by calling 775-636-8200 or visiting lawyersforfamilies.com. Surratt Law, where family matters.
You're enjoying this episode on Angel Phoenix Productions Podcast Network. To explore a complete lineup of quality programs and media production services, head on over to angelphoenix.com or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Angel Phoenix Productions.
Ready to help from her toes to her head. Just give her a shout. Call About Town Deb.
My town, your town, or any town, this is About Town Deb presents City Talk. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to City Talk. I'm About Town Deb, your host. And this is our final segment. It always goes by way too fast. But I love when I could promote our local community and especially our nonprofits and especially the Children's Cabinet. You guys, seriously, there's such a need. We mentioned a need for, a lot of them are getting depression. There's mental health issues now. And if we don't stop it now, we need to get it when they're young, and they need to feel loved and cared for and know that somebody loves them and somebody just wants to listen. Sometimes you just got to listen to somebody and let them share. Cause I'm sure with the rat race of trying to fit in and be like everybody else, they don't probably even know who they are.
Yeah. And to really just promote the idea that if you're not in a good space and you need to talk to somebody, it's okay. Yeah. And
I feel like that's why it's cool that you have a number they can call and they can get the help they need, and you can find their own, like a member of their own family, so they don't have to go to a stranger. Right. That takes time to do the research. So Your team is doing good stuff. You had also mentioned there was some other big needs right now. Why don't you share a little bit about that?
So we're just seeing a tremendous number of families that are needing help paying their rent and putting food on the table. So the cabinet, we have some funds, a client emergency needs fund, where we're able to help with that sometimes, but the need definitely exceeds what we're able to do. The stories are absolutely gut-wrenching. Week after week, folks are getting notices that their rent is increasing to a point where they can't make those ends meet. And so we're doing what we can to keep people out of homelessness, especially these families that we work with. It's tough. It's really tough. They're having a struggle with the food cost, gas costs. All of those things have really risen, and all of those things impact families and their ability to support their families.
Their families, yeah. Well, you were mentioning the rent, and I have a few friends who live in the area and some out the area, and they said their rents are just doubling. I mean, they're like, 1 year they raised it $200, now it's like $600. They're like, how can we even do that? Yeah. So if you think about, this is a 2-parent household that has 2 good jobs, and they're struggling because the rent's going up. And the gas is going up, and I'm sure insurance, everything is going up. Yeah. So if you're a young family out there and you're struggling, even $100 a month is going to hurt you.
Absolutely.
Sure. And I'm sure that they're not thinking about how much you're going to rent depending on who's living there. Right. The landlords are going to need to pay their bills. So is there certain programs that you can you make a donation and say, I want this to go to children's mental health. I want this to go to food. I want this. Is there a way you can pick what you're passionate about?
Absolutely.
How would you do that?
Absolutely. So you can do it on our website when you make that donation. You can call us. We'd love to talk to you about all of the different options that are out there. You can support just general support, but if there is a program that really speaks to you, you want to be part of our Client Emergency Needs Funds, you can check that box, and we'll make sure that those funds are tagged exactly for what the donor wants.
No, I like that. Also, I was kind of spying their social media. I love your social media page. So you also were working with Remsa.
Yes.
So tell me about that, because car seats, my kids are older now, so I think they're more fancier now than they used to be. So how did that program work? And you mentioned something with the Carson City Library too?
Yes.
So share
you're doing your homework, Deb. You're all about town.
I'm all about town. Those are important things.
They really are.
It's a big deal to me. When one of the other quotes, I was looking up quotes about kids in books too. I'm going to share this one because it kind of goes with what you guys do. Hugs can do great amounts of good, especially for children, from Diana, Prince of Wales. And then one more, because it goes with what you guys do. Family members can be your best friends, and best friends, whether or not they're related to you, can be your family. And I feel like you are creating families.
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're partnering together people to say, let's help this mom, let's help this dad, let's help this child. They need food, they need rent, they need this. They just need someone to listen to them.
Right.
You're doing that every single day.
Yeah.
So I just love that.
Some support. We like to talk about our services as bridges, not Band-Aids.
I like that.
So how can we put those supports in so that next month looks a little bit better for your family?
Yeah. So let's talk about Remsa and the library.
Remsa,
I got us off track. Sorry.
Yes. Sorry. So Remsa last weekend came over to our office on Rock and Longley, and they did a car seat safety check and car seat installations. And you're not kidding. Car seats are very complex now. Yeah, they're more complex than when I had a little one. And
mine were like to strap it under. Yeah.
So there are things that are like techniques, and there are ways to install those car seats so they're even extra safe.
Extra safe, yeah.
So we partnered with Remsa. We had about 30 families through that were they can bring their own car seat and just have it checked and make sure it's installed correctly, or we can give them a car seat if they don't have one.
I was going to ask that really next. That's a big deal because you need to have a car seat. And I have a feeling, there might be. There could be a few families out there who just can't afford it, or they get a used one from somewhere and it's broken or it's not working right, but yet that's all they have.
Yeah.
But you will be able to spot that.
So let us know if you come across that, even if it's not our specific day that we're doing that. We want to talk to families and provide that resource for them. So Remsa will do some spot checks and things like that. So we can call our partners and lean on them a little bit to help out and meet those needs.
That's what it's about. So library, books. We do have books still, people.
Yes.
Yes, we have our phones, but there's nothing better than watching a little child read a book or you reading it to them. So
exactly.
what was that event about?
So that was at the Carson City Library. We also partner with our Washoe County libraries too, and it's getting books into the hands of kids and talking to parents about that 0 to 5 years and why that brain development is so important. 90% of brain development happens between birth and 5. And so reading with your child and to your child is something that really supports that learning and those brain building moments. So we want to support those as much as we can.
So Michael, what is one thing in the last 90 days besides helping somebody, what really has stood out? Like, I'm so happy I made this decision.
I think the thing about the cabinet, there's over 27 different programs.
That's a lot.
So right, still learning programs, but I think we meet families where they're at. So no story, no case management looks exactly alike, right? So if Deb comes to us with her issues, we're going to take care of Deb's issues based off of Deb and work with Deb.
And not
Kim's
by a
issues
form.
might be completely different, and we're going to work with him. And we don't have a set number of sessions or a set number of time that we work with you. You might need 2, someone else might need 8, some might need
That
1.
is so
right?
nice.
We truly try to meet families where they're at. And I think that work is so important because every family has their own issues and their own struggles. And how can we make sure we're being sensitive to that and treating them with the integrity that they should be treated with?
Kim, what about you?
Again, it's
You've
that
been here so many
one
years,
size
so-
does not fit all. So
Yeah.
I love that
I think-
approach to services that we have.
That's perfect.
And it's those, even hearing the kids in the waiting room, having kids in the building again, but having kids in the waiting room while their parent is there to get childcare resource and referral from us. That's why we do what we do. We want those 0 to 5 years to really be safe and stable and quality and do all the work we can to make that set them up for a good trajectory.
So website, let's make sure we get
Yes,
that website
please.
because
Visit our
everybody's
site.
on the internet and your Facebook page.
Yep. www.childrenscabinet.org. And there's also artofchildhood.org. So if you're
That's
looking
true.
for something just about Art of Childhood, check that out. But the Children's Cabinet website has a plethora of information about all these programs. But we are human beings answering our phones every day
just like
too. So give us a call. If there's something that you're wondering about, we love to connect with our community. And sounds like you have folks that follow you that aren't in this community. And maybe there's a service that you have a question about that we talked about today.
I agree.
Let's give us a call. We want to connect.
Okay, now we're just going to get a little personal.
Okay.
When you are not making a difference and helping children, what is your favorite pastime, Kim?
For me, it's family time. It's time with my kids. Well, my kids are mostly adults. I'm sending my baby off to college on Friday of this week.
Oh my gosh, congrats to you.
So anytime I can get our 3 kids together with my husband and I
agree.
That's the best thing I can do. That feeds my soul and fills my cup.
I love that. Michael.
So definitely wine tasting in El Dorado
Yay!
County. Actually, I didn't know Deb as a Reno person. I knew Deb from El Dorado County.
I know, isn't
We meet
that
each other all the
funny?
time.
Yeah.
And then travel. We just booked a trip to Spain in December. So looking forward to that.
And you also went on a trip with Via Romana.
A trip with Via Romana. Amazing trip for my partner's 40th birthday. They planned Italy and Greece, 2 weeks. We had John and Leanne did an amazing job planning the trip.
Aren't they the sweetest?
It was just an amazing trip.
Okay, I guess I need to be fair. What do I do?
Yes.
Sleep. You know what? Being about town Deb, my career, my life, my vocation is all people.
Yeah.
So really, when I have a downtime, I'm still not downtime. Because I still want to promote everybody I meet and I want to help every organization. So I'm just grateful that you two are both here. I'm so grateful. I'm going to give a shout out to Don Butterfield again, because when he introduced me to your team back then, I just fell in love with you guys. And I'm grateful.
Well,
So
you've
I'm
been
really
a
grateful.
wonderful supporter
I
ever
will-
since the day we met.
I'm not
you,
going anywhere. So I'm not going anywhere. But I would like you guys to check out their website once again. The Art of there's two. childrenscabinet.org and the Art of Childhood.
Yes.
.org. So please check it out. And like you say, you can bid from anywhere on those silent auction items. And I'm sure we could figure out a way to get it to you, especially the trips or gift certificates. So you can. So, if you want me to be your bidder, I'll be your bidder. Bidder sounds right. Bidder. It is a
you
bidder.
got it.
Anyway, so this is About Town Deb with City Talk. Next week, I am going to be talking about Midtown. Love to promote Midtown. I'm going to have Ryan Goldhammer and I'm going to have Jamie Chapman. So we're going to talk about the ins and outs behind the scenes to help a community grow, whether it's, Midtown or Riverwalk or Wells Avenue. There's a lot of people like you guys who are the nonprofit world that are back there trying to bring us together. So we're going to talk about that next week. And always remember, together we're one heart, and it's About Town Devil City Talk, and I'll see you next week.
This podcast was a production of Angel Phoenix Productions. Explore more episodes of this show or other great shows on the Angel Phoenix Podcast Network by visiting angelphoenix.com. The views expressed in this show do not necessarily represent those of Angel Phoenix Productions or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.